Dream Team Scout. This is your boy Tage for another episode of the Sun Dream Team Fantasy Game Week 22. Now, just quickly like, share, and subscribe if you're just tuning into this channel. And yeah, let's get to it. Now, last game week, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen, I scored not the best, considering people had the likes of Gakpo in the same team and Haaland as captain, but I scored 103 points. I went with the Salah captain as opposed to Haaland, and I sort of lost out on that with regards to, I could have made an additional 16 points with Haaland as captain. So, but that went too bad. I think that the worst thing this past game week was me bringing in Maddison. I flirted with the idea of bringing in Maddison, and at the very last point I brought him in. And if there are two players this season that have taught me not to trust them, would be Maddison and Diaz. These two players. Yeah, these two players are unpredictable. They've got tons of points, but you just don't know when to catch them. So you either bring them in, leave them in your team because you got other problems, and then one day you catch the drift and you sort of just ride the wave and get the points in, or you just don't bring them in. And so I've learned with Maddison and Diaz that I wouldn't flirt with the idea. So you could see Maddison got me 0. The Fulham boys sort of been stuck with them all season, and yeah, to my detriment, should I say. And just looking at the other major leagues, you could see that the on the top end of the table, people are around the average of scoring 2,800s and stuff. So I know I'm far off, but listen, it's the diamond in the dirt. If you could get something out of this video to help your team to make you see to see things in a different perspective, in a different light, then it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, we are all managers and we make that executive decision with our teams. So that is that with regards to my performance. This past game week, I'll be talking about my transfer intentions towards the end of the video. So sit tight. And then if I'm looking towards my performance last game week with regards to the players I selected, you would see that I said I said Salah on the bottom side of the screen. So I said Salah, who scored 11, Gabriel got 11, Foden got 12 points, Haaland got 19, Fernandes got 8, Kulusevski got 11, Maddison got 0, Son got 13, and then Isak got 18. So it's one of them. It's one of those ones where I feel like the players I suggested last game week did all right apart from Maddison. So you can't hold me too much to that. Do you know what I'm saying? And then with regards to the last game week captains, we could see that Salah. We just spoke about Salah and Haaland. Haaland was the right choice, but if he'd gone for other captains I suggested with regards to Kulusevski, Foden, and Fernandes, Fernandes would have been a bad one, but more Kulusevski or Foden, it wouldn't have been too bad because they pretty much scored the same points as Salah, so Haaland was the rightful pick. So for game week 22, I already got the captains, 3 captains selected on there, so you could see that, but we'll speak about my reasoning behind those. But yes, let's not waste too much time, or like Bane in Dark Knight, in Dark Knight Rises. Let's not stand on the ceremonies, Mr. Wayne. But yeah. So for this game week, the main man, Liverpool, they've got the double header with regards to Bournemouth and Tottenham. And the Bournemouth game will be much difficult than we anticipated because Bournemouth right now, they're flying. You got people like Cliver, Contra, Semenyo. These guys, they're raking in points, but it's a tough game. The reason I've not suggested Cliver, who is bang on form, it's a tough game. It's the one game against Liverpool, so yeah, I don't really fancy his chances too tough on that in that respect. But Salah is 8 million. I don't think he should go up in price because he's got just 11. But just the last, just the one goal last game week. But it's safe to say that we are hoping for more goals from him this game week, and he's the obvious captain choice in this double header of games. So yeah, I would say he's one that you should bring in, and it should be one if you don't have him in and indefinitely. Should I say, sort of like a broken record. I repeat myself every game week saying this all the time. So, but and then if we're looking still into Liverpool, then I'll say Gakpo was 4.7 million, scored like 29 points the last game week. Should be going up in price by at least 300k. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist, and in just this last game week alone, and now the 4th best striker in the game. So it's looking like a real bargain price for that price tag. And the trend all over socials is that people are getting rid of Haaland for Gakpo. So this could be something that you could sort of look into, because now I never knew the day would come where Haaland wasn't a guarantee, sort of, where we're just leaving for the entirety of the season. That used to be the case, but I don't know anymore. It's weird, isn't it? Very weird. So yeah, that is Gakpo in that case. And then we got Trent, who's 6 million. He scored 8 points this last game week, so it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best, should I say? But listen, it's the best defender in the game. And my logic with regards to suggesting Trent this week is just sort of preparing yourself for the Arsenal blanks. If you've got Arsenal defender like a Gabriel or a Timber, Arsenal now have no games in the following game week, in game week 23. So it could be a guy that you bring in now, and the fixtures for Liverpool are much kinder. And Trent, although he's a defender, has got the ammunition to rake in points like a midfielder, and you could just tell with the amount of points he's scored this season. With regard, it's ridiculous. Just to pull that out quickly, Trent has got Trent, who is 6 million, has got a total of 214 points. So yeah, go figure with regards to that. That's wild. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is Trent for you guys. And then if we're moving forward, we'll move to another team. That's also in a double game week. That's Newcastle. I wouldn't waste too much time on this guy. Isak, we know what he's about. He's 6.1 million. If you still don't have him, please bring him in. It's going up in price. So, and that's a bonus there. He scored 18 points last game week with the brace against Southampton. His total is crazy, 230. And that's taking his goal tally to like 19 goals this season for him, and counting, or should I say, and rising. And they're playing a Fulham side who have conceded they're playing a Fulham side who have conceded they've kept 1 clean sheet, should I say, in 5 games. So it's definitely one that you could bring in, and it's one you could make a captain choice as a differential. And I would also look closely to his compatriot in the same team, Gordon, who didn't do the best last game. We scored 6 points against Fulham. But like I said, he's been the guy next in form to Isak. So while Isak takes the plaudits, he has been doing this thing behind closed doors, and Gordon is got some decent points, 179 points, ain't bad for a midfielder. So that's a good shout. So I would say those are the 2 guys if you start looking at the double game week players. I did consider Arsenal, but right now the Arsenal players don't really scream at me, and then they're blanking out in game week 23 just sort of puts it off. That's not the right place to shop around for players if you are considering bringing in some players from Arsenal. And then if we are considering singles, then I'll say look to Villa. And the reason I say look to Villa is because you look at the fixtures, even though they are singles, just to get my keyboard up on that one. Just give me a second. Loads of papers in the background, loads of scouting. But if you were to look at Villa and the fixtures, you know, they've got Wolves, and then after that, game week 23, they've got Spurs, who are leaky, and then game week 24, they've got Ipswich. So they are a team I would consider if I was going for a single game week sort of player. I'm just saying. I mean, I wouldn't advise that because we always target the teams with the double game weeks. But if you were sort of, you know, if you're strapped for funds and you need to bring in a cheaper alternative, then I would say look to Villa. But the attackers though. So we're talking, you know, Watkins is 5.2 million. He scored 22 points this game week. Should be going up by 300k at least. You know, and like I said this from last week. He's gradually picking up form. And now, you know, he scored 1 goal and 3 assists this last game week, which makes it 3 goals and 3 assists in the last 5 games. That's a player in form. But the crazy thing about it is, everyone's so stuck with the Salah, the Isak, and now the Haaland. That makes up the front 3, and then now people trying to, you know, chip in with Gakpo. But Watkins is a good shout. It's a good shout. Just a double game thing sort of reads against them, but definitely worth a good shout. And then if you look further, will be Rodgers. Now the Rodgers now. I mean, sorry, just to stick to Watkins before I go to Rodgers. Watkins is a guy you bring in for the next probably 2 game weeks. You don't. It's not a long hold. So I've said game week 22 to game week 24. With regards to Rodgers now, I would say from only game week 22 only. He scored a hat-trick against Celtic. That just you've got a buzz, and they're playing a Wolves side. Like I said, they're playing Wolves who have, you know, conceded 11 goals in 5 games. So that is definitely there's a correlation there. And I don't know if you think your stats. There's a correlation there. So, you know, however way you want to analyze and you get your output, it is what it is. So yeah, that is it really with regards to the players I'll be looking into this game week. And once again, just to speak on my captain choices, I've gone for Salah, Gakpo, and Isak. Salah for the mere fact that, you know, it's a double game week. Liverpool, the best team in the league, best team in the Champions League. Salah is the main man. Haaland is playing just the 1 game, so wouldn't really advise that. So I ain't got Haaland on this list. Then I got Gakpo as well as an alternative to Salah. If you're trying to, you know, get that little edge like some people did with regards to Haaland last week instead of Salah, you know, trying to gain on in your middle league, or trying to go against the trend, or, you know, you're a lone wolf, or, you know, silverback, wherever it is, man, then you could go for a Gakpo. And then finally I would say Isak on the list. With Isak, Newcastle, the fixtures are a bit harder. They're playing Arsenal, and I think Arsenal are going to make that game a bit more difficult for them. And Fulham are not the best attacking, should I say, but you would have to work hard to beat Fulham. That's the thing. You might get joy, but probably might get joy just with the 1 goal. So yeah, so that's the reason why Salah will be my captain for this game week. What's the word? Beyond reasonable doubt. Yeah, it would be my selection for this game week. And now just looking into my team, and just looking into my intentions for this game week. Definitely, I'll be looking to move Maddison for his nonsense, bringing him to get 0 points and being out for 2 to 3 weeks. Just not good enough, Maddison. So I'll be looking to move him out. What midfielder I'm going to bring in, I do not know. Honestly, I'm probably contemplating. Maybe a Diaz. And although I've said to myself I wouldn't bring in Diaz again, but for some reason his name keeps popping up, or just keeps popping up. And then I might contemplate moving Haaland as well, like, and just follow the trend this time, and, you know, moving Haaland for Gakpo this game week, see how he fares. So those would be the 2 players position I'm sort of looking at. Or maybe I could go 4-3-3 at the back, who knows? But then I have to think about, you know, Man City's fixtures in the next game week, although I don't feel like Haaland will play in the League Cup, or is it League Cup, sorry, or the FA Cup, sorry, should I say, because You know, they've got the new striker, so that should take that spot and give Haaland some respite. And then I know, you know, Man City got Real Madrid, so yeah, that would be a tough fixture. So I don't know. Haaland's position in my team might not be certain anymore. You know, but this is Uncharted. You know, and it's a new region for me. It's a new space, because Haaland never leaves the team. But listen, I'm about 300 to 400 points behind with regards to the best teams in the Sun Dream Team Fantasy League. So at this point, what the hell, you know? But yeah, but listen, it is what it is. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the section. Tell me about the challenges you're facing with your team, and also help out with my challenge with my team suggestions. But yeah, it is what it is. Dream Team Scout, over and out.